All right, hello. Welcome to Unnecessary Roughness Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. If you're getting ready for a Saturday watching football, get you a Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. If you're getting ready for a show to recap the day in college football, get yourself a Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Get yourself one regardless. It is delicious. It is fantastic. It is wonderful. We thank you for thank them for sponsoring the podcast. We thank you for watching. Hello, Kayce.
Hello, this is one of those slates that Twisted Tea probably was needed a little bit more than normal today. I mean, it's always welcomed, but this is one, maybe a little bit of extra Twisted Tea was needed.
So Blutman is here as his team is playing right now. Kayce is here as her team played a laugher against a nobody today. Big Ev is here as his team played a laugher against nobody today. My team was off today. And the one guy who won 13-10 over Western Kentucky is missing right now. So it appears that someone is hiding in shame and can't really come face us. But that's fine.
There is a visual of his studio. So he is somewhere out there. He's just physically not in front of the camera.
You never know. Maybe they're in the process of hiring a coach so that they won't be beating Western Kentucky by 3 anymore. Maybe they're going to announce a new coach soon, like next Saturday, the day after the Egg Bowl. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just thinking out loud. I, for one, guarantee I know who it won't be. It won't be Lane Kiffin. I can promise you that much. Anyway, it's time to put lipstick on a pig. This should be an elite week of college football. It should build to this. It should build and all the way up to rivalry week next week. But one conference taking the entire week off pretty much, and then the other conferences just not being interesting enough to carry the goddamn thing. And here we are. We have a weekend without all that much excitement in football. We got a couple things to talk about, but the SEC was missed today, and that's all I'll say about that. They today was Coward Day in the SEC.
Which we talked about going into the week, and everybody's been talking about it. I hate it. I know that on the college football show, Dan said he's okay with it. The fact that, I mean, like you mentioned, A&M played on SEC Plus today and beat Samford by 50. It's like, okay, great. This was one of those days, as long as there's college football on and there's things on the line, we're always going to be happy. And this day sucked. I mean, just straight up, like there were some entertaining things, some games that got close at certain points. But from start to finish, it was just like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, this is November the 20th or whatever. It should be way more interesting than this.
The fucking network is showing right now. It says BYU, who just won, can clinch a Big 12 championship game berth with a Colorado win tonight. I think Colorado's down by like 100, right?
Yes. 35-17.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
At the 2-minute warning.
Anyway, the big one today happened in the Big Ten, Big Av. It is Oregon 42. I wrote it down. 42-27 over USC. Oregon gets the big win. USC did a good job of getting to big games this year and then lost every single fucking one of them, Big Av.
Yeah, they had their moments, but no, I mean, Oregon really controlled the game. Oregon dominated the game. There was times it was within 7 in the second half, but I think if you were Oregon, I'd imagine if you're an Oregon fan, you never really felt in danger of losing the game. And I was thinking, I'm glad, I think Liam might have tweeted about it a little bit. I thought Dante Moore was special today. Like, I think he was the kind of guy where you watched him, like, he makes really difficult throws look really easy. He threads the needle, very composed. I mean, they're a well-coached team. They're super talented. Also, I mean, Sadiq was unbelievable today. I mean, that guy's ridiculous talent. Liam's talked about it a bunch this year, but he popped today as well. Oregon's really good. I think today, too, Oregon made me reconsider them. Like, a lot of the shit that I and a lot of other people have been giving them about not really looking very impressive, not many great wins. I thought that was a sound, really good win over a solid team.
Yeah, they're also pretty much locking them into the best position in the Big Ten, being the slam dunk, we're going to the playoff team and we don't have to play in the conference championship game. Like that kind of and that's what Ohio State got to do last year. And you never want to go through number 1 seed or number 2 seed, but like Oregon's not going to have to worry about Indianapolis. Oregon's going to be able to go straight into the playoff. And today was more about USC to me. Like we talked about this game, trying to hype this game up or hyping this game up. It deserved the hype. But ultimately, I just kept coming back to the fact that it's a big game. It's on the road, and Lincoln Riley is the coach of USC. And I think that's what kind of came out of this. Like, Oregon's just a better team. They have a better coach. They have better players, and they won a game because they were better in all senses of the word. And now you have a very, 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 very clear picture of the Big Ten in the playoff if Ohio State holds serve next week. If Ohio State beats Michigan, you have a remarkably clear – although I guess if Michigan won, you have a clear picture then. It's just 4 instead of 3. Kayce, what'd you see?
I was one of the main ones hyping this up. I truly thought USC was going to hang with them. And, from the start of the game, we knew it was going to be a track meet. I mean, like the best play I had of the week was the over, which was a very clear pick with these two offenses. But the thing with USC and, their defense gave up a lot of different things they shouldn't have, but they just were undisciplined. I mean, there were multiple times that they got penalties in situations that would have bailed them out. And that to me was the biggest indication of this, is that in certain aspects of the game, they have gotten better under Lincoln Riley. Not even just the big game. I mean, yes, like when you look at the stats, the big game, he's not good in them. And like they could have stayed in that game multiple times, and their penalties just really fucked them over. Because the offense, I mean, they couldn't run the ball as well. Oregon could, but it still wasn't, just Oregon completely dominated them from start to finish. USC could hang in there, and then they'd shoot themselves in the foot. And that was the biggest takeaway for me. Like Oregon was very good and very dominant, and that's good for them. And USC just really fucked themselves.
T-Bob, we love the show. We've been going live about 20 minutes. We love the show with 19 minutes of Western Kentucky, LSU 13, Western Kentucky 10. I hate that you weren't here for that. It was a very thrilling talk. But now we're on our second game of the day.
Oh,
that is
okay, yeah.
Oregon 42, USC 27. The Ducks passed the test at home.
Yeah, I think. I'm guessing. And again, I don't know exactly what was said. I was whatever. I'm guessing what I'm saying is going to be pretty similar. It's just very impressive from Oregon handling USC. The thing is, to me too, it's not like USC played poorly. Like Casey's right. They made some crucial errors, some flags that maybe other times here they haven't made, but they came out strong. Eventually they brought it to 33-27 late in that game. Like this is a USC team that was playing pretty well, but I'm just so impressed with how composed and sure of themselves Oregon, Dante Moore, and the entire program looks. Like Maiava threw for 300. He threw for 3 touchdowns. Mekhi Lemon caught a couple touchdowns. His touchdown throw was fucking awesome. But this was Oregon making an emphatic statement that although this is a nice year for USC, maybe they're getting better under Lincoln Riley, that they are still the power in the West. And now we have an Oregon team, Washington went away from getting back in the Big Ten championship, back in the playoff. You have Dan Lane on game day this morning saying he's a Duck for life, saying this grass is damn green, and talk about how you should appreciate what you have, and he appreciates what he has. So my biggest takeaway is Oregon is very much the power, the contender that we have thought them to be at times, but this was kind of last test we wanted to watch them pass. And what an incredible time to be an Oregon Duck fan, as not only are you awesome and you have all the elements to be a championship contender perennially, but you have a coach that's only 39 and doesn't want to go anywhere. Like he says, for life, that's a long time, but still, like the vibes around Oregon may be the best in the entire country.
Well, I mean, clearly they sent a statement throughout the entire Pac-12 today. They went ahead and clinched the Pac-12 championship, beating USC the way they did, with UCLA losing to Washington right now. Of course, you got the big Oregon-Washington game next week, so that's for second place in the Pac-12, set up the Pac-12 championship game. But what a conference this year, man. It has been quite the race and exciting. And thank God football hasn't been ruined by shoehorning them into a conference 3,000 miles away.
Amen.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. I got depression hearing you say that.
It is kind of as a resident Big Ten representative, kind of sad you are letting the Ducks come in and just cut your conference.
We just made great acquisitions. This is part of our conquering of the West Coast.
Okay.
That
was a good riposte. Never mind.
We only grabbed the best. We grabbed Oregon, we grabbed Washington, we grabbed USC and UCLA. We just want the best. We just picked off the top, and the rest just fade away into the Big 12 into the Pac-2.
I mean, also
And the
the SEC did the same thing. Texas, the first year, made the playoff, and the second year, Oklahoma is probably going to make the playoff. So the SEC kind of did the same thing.
That's true.
I mean, the whole storyline going into Oklahoma and Texas coming in was like, are they going to be able to fit? And Texas just was like, yeah, we're going to make the fucking playoff in the first year. So
yeah, made the conference championship, lost. Oregon's about to make it twice and probably lose twice.
Well, they're not. Blumman, USC, Oregon.
Yeah, this game went exactly as I think this game went exactly as it should have. USC, same old under Lincoln Riley, perform outside the big games, get to a big game, crash and halt in the same exact way. They show promise, but they don't show a full 60 minutes. They're not able to put together a complete game. There's too many mistakes and too many big moments. Jay and Mayava, he played fine. He didn't play well at all. He was flirting with disaster way too much. Of course, he ends up throwing 2 interceptions. I get one of them's a long arm putt, but whatever. Also, Tanook Hines. Who the heck is Tanook Hines? This unbelievable true freshman receiver. Like, they got another one. Mekhi Lemon, Jacoby Lane, and Tanook Hines on the field at the same time. It's crazy. That kid, the high point, ridiculous, whatever. This was what Oregon needed to do. This was their opportunity to show up in a big game and make some sort of statement, and they did. I thought the big story here was USC's offensive line shuffling over and over and over again because theirs not healthy. Elijah Page, their best offensive lineman, doesn't play today. I think there was a graphic in early in the second quarter. They had 6 different offensive line combinations already. It was just bad and out of hand. And Oregon, Dante Moore, as I've said, Dante Moore's Oregon USC tape is going to be all over his NFL draft. NFL pre-draft process. If he goes and talks with John Gruden is going to spend maybe 3.5 hours with Dante just talking about and dissecting this game. That second touchdown that he throws to Sadiq, oh my gosh, go back and watch it and appreciate greatness.
Yeah, I've had today, Dante Moore was, I think, the most impressive I've seen him. Dante Moore, to me, you remember Andrew Jones playing center field about how he made it look so easy that it didn't look impressive? I feel like there's been times where I've watched Dante Moore and his quarterbacking look so smooth and so easy, it didn't even feel that impressive. And I mean that as a compliment, and I hope everybody understands what I'm saying.
That's a major
there.
compliment.
Yeah,
100%.
He just makes it look so effortless that sometimes you don't realize what you're seeing is special. And today, putting up 42 against USC, I thought that was a special time. Now, T-Bob, I've already laid it out to everybody. We can sit here and pee on everybody's leg and tell them it's raining and tell them they just watched an epic day of college football, but we'd be lying. The big game, Oregon handled USC from Jump Street. Wasn't really much there. There's a couple of games here to talk about, but mainly the SEC taking half the week off kind of hurt the product this week. So that's where we are.
It's a weird thing, man. You know me, I like to be very positive. I like to spew all sort of platitudes about life is short and we only get so many of these weekends. And so let's find the gems in every moment of the weekend. And that's kind of the weird thing, Grant. It's like, I don't really have a lot of appetite to talk about the games as much as I do individual performances or maybe storylines that are developing. But I hate saying this, but if I'm being honest, I texted to my friend. I think this was maybe the most boring college football Saturday that I've ever watched. I don't know if that's hyperbole. I might be being a prisoner of the moment, and it could also be my situation a little bit.
No,
family
it's not.
out of town.
Also,
I just had my son. Kind of, I don't know. It was
also November. That's what's so tough. I agree. I think it was one of the worst I've ever seen, and the fact that it's the end of the season and there's still so much on the line with the playoff, it made it even worse. It was just like, why are we watching this right now?
There's cool stuff. Dr. Shin gave the horns down. That was tight.
I'll read some comments to fill out the space a little bit. Luigi Man 95 says Dante Moore is what the cult at Texas A&M believes Marcel Reed is. Okay, well that's a comment that I didn't make.
They're both awesome.
Yeah, they are. I agree.
I will say this:
Agreed.
Moore's competence and how sure of himself he looks, not only is it representative of the entire Oregon program, but it's representative of the type of maturity that it took for him to say, you know what, I was a 5-star. I wanted to go play immediately. I failed. And then he had the maturity to take that back seat last year to Dylan Gabriel, to be willing to learn and bide his time, and look at how much it's paid off for him.
And also, Dante Moore was incredible. And they, like Brandon said, he makes things look really easy. There's no doubt about that. And USC's defense is not Ohio State's defense. Like there is a little bit of that. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Oregon, but the one thing going into this game that I thought that USC did not show today was that their defense was not going to be able – I thought they were going to be able to slow down the offense a little bit. And once USC could not completely keep serve with them, that to me was the indication that this game was not going to go well for USC, plus those penalties. But yes, he was incredible, and you're still playing a Lincoln Riley defense.
So
yeah.
Can I fight back on this was the worst Saturday ever hyperbole thing?
Please,
there was a much worse Saturday this season after we had Ev, do you remember there was it was maybe week 4? It was early in the season. It was genuinely one of the worst that we've had in a while. I disagree with you guys thinking that today wasn't good. I'm not going to go and say that, but I don't think that this was one of the worst that we had all year. I feel, honestly, this was more of what we've seen all season, and I feel like your precious 12-team playoff plays into Man, Utah-Kansas State was an absolute Wild West shootout. How do you not appreciate that? Is it because there's not really playoff implications on the line? Like, Utah's right there.
No, there are playoff implications on the line.
Well,
Utah literally kept their
cool.
hopes alive.
This is
Yep,
first
cool.
of all,
Cool.
I'll make my argument back to you. Is that I don't feel
like said something wrong.
Well, I was continuing the thought, and then you guys just both cut me off, so I won't even go through with the rest of it. It's over.
No,
I got no more point to say anything there. I'm just gonna wave the white flag then, because my point's not gonna get through. I can't even get through to it.
All right, stop. Finish your point.
No, I'm good.
Okay, Kayce, finish your point.
I'm good.
God damn it!
I'll finish my fucking point. It's not that fucking hard, Liam. What I'm saying is, if you look at the top 25, every single game was by double digits, except for the one that you referenced. Every other game was not within one score, right? I mean, am I crazy?
Precious Georgia
Oklahoma. Look. Yep. No, nothing.
Lemon, why are you so mad?
That's crazy.
I don't know. Just
TCU Houston. TCU Houston was a 3-point game. That was a big win.
No, because I don't think it was really hard to look across the sea and find a bunch of good games, regardless of the level.
No, hey, I got them written down. I'm gonna get there. I got them. I got you, player. I got you.
Yeah, I don't know.
We got the Utah. Like he said, that one's on the list. And listen, I'd like to go to. There were some weird ass games. Pitt and Georgia Tech. I don't know if you guys were able to watch every single snap of it. It was one of the more deliciously weird and stupid games I've seen all year. And it kind of frames the ACC, and now we know what we're dealing with. Going into next week, Pitt and Miami, either one can get in if there's a Virginia or SMU loss, correct? The winner will get in if there's a UVA or SMU loss. Otherwise, if everybody wins, we got a UVA, SMU, ACC championship. Is that right, Liam? Is that what you understand?
Yeah.
All right.
It was weak. It was weak. It was
my goddamn self.
It was week 4. That was an absolute disaster.
Yeah, week 4 is a disaster. I'm looking back at it right now, Liam. You're right.
It was by
It's
far.
because every game was a blowout.
So yeah. I don't under. I just
There
don't
were some
get
good
it.
moments.
I
today.
don't
There,
get
there
it.
was good moments,
You could have
but-
looked all around the country and found a bunch of good stuff, no matter the level it was at. Utah, Kansas State is an incredible game with a great last minute fury of a comeback, just rushing yards galore. Neither team could stop each other. That's great football. The Pitt Georgia Tech game was much better than anything that you saw in week 4. Georgia Tech being able to claw back. Your precious Georgia Tech almost did. That's a great
I
game.
just asked you
Bro,
about
the
Pitt Georgia
Wild-
Tech.
I know, and I'm just rattling a bunch of thoughts because I think I just think it's a wet blanket statement to go and say, yeah,
Time out. All right. It was a good weekend. Get over it. Let's go.
No, it
Let's
was
talk about the
fine.
weekend.
I'm just saying,
Hey,
whatever.
Pitt Georgia Tech.
No.
I just set you up. Pitt Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Pitt Georgia Tech's a great game. Heinschel's a great quarterback that's probably going to get
Really
poached.
good.
Two
Turner
freshmen
the
are good.
burner, incredible running back. Pitt's offensive line went out there, bullied Georgia Tech when they needed it most. Pat Narduzzi wasn't lying when he said there ain't no game that matters except these final 2 on our schedule. We're going to go out there and win those. They brought it belt to booty from the jump. Haynes King stinks. I'm so glad that we're done with that that talk, right, Brando? Holy moly. Yeah.
I'm glad we're done with Georgia Tech talk in general, because Georgia Tech was a fake team all season. They kept winning and winning and winning by the hair on their chinny chin chin. They were not good. They were Haynes King was. What are you doing, T-Bob?
I just let's push back a little bit against Haynes King stinks and Georgia Tech's not good. Not good if you're talking in terms an actual championship playoff contender. I agree with you, but can we remember where Georgia Tech was 2 years ago? And who they've been for the last decade? This is a fucking awesome year for Georgia Tech, even with this disappointment at the end. And Haynes King is a fucking baller. He's not perfect. He's never been perfect. That's why he had to go find his fortune elsewhere. He puts his body on the line every fucking Saturday. And yeah, he makes too many mistakes. But he hadn't thrown a ton of picks for today. He did throw an awful one. He threw a god-awful one that ends up being the difference in the game with that 99-yard pick. No, but I'm talking about the 99-yard pick six where they're looking like they're going to be down 1 score. It's all happening. It's Georgia Tech all over again. And they just played with fire too much. But Brent Key and Georgia Tech, you should still be very excited about what this year has been.
Also, their hype was really schedule-based. It wasn't so much based off of this incredibly talented team. It was based off, they have a winnable schedule. They can beat Clemson. They could go all the way. And that's what it was. And we saw it all week. Like they were due to have one of these moments. And here it was. They just weren't able to come back.
It was 28-0 before you get settled in to watch it. And he's right.
Yeah.
Heinschel, the freshman quarterback, was great, and the freshman running back, they were calling him Boozy Turner. All right.
Yes.
He was awesome.
Great name.
I mean, that's another thing to point out for Pitt. I mean, and massive credit to them because they've turned their season around, so they went to Heinschel, but also no Desmond Reed today. One of the best in the entire country, and then Turner steps in and goes for 2 hundo. Shout out Narduzzi. He wasn't lying. Fuck that Notre Dame game.
Kayce, did you watch Georgia Tech and Pitt?
I did, and I agree with T-Bob that I want to push back a little bit on the Haynes King hate. Obviously, today did not go well. Pitt, I think Pitt's just a better team, but Haynes King did play better this year than I think a lot of outside of Big F. Big F, you've always been a Haynes King guy. You've been at Georgia Tech, and I understand their schedule was very favorable, but Haynes King still did. I mean, keeping them in the conversation until middle of November, I wouldn't have guessed that going into this season, and I think a lot of people would have felt that same way. The ACC just as a whole, I mean, this game was just kind of a credit to what this entire conference looks like and what we're going to look at going down the stretch. I have no idea how it's gotten where it is. But yeah, I mean, Georgia Tech didn't play well today. We knew that was going to come, but I'm not going to take away anything from Haynes King as this season. I think he's had a pretty damn good season.
It's a damn shame Pat Narduzzi didn't lose today, because his attitude towards the Notre Dame game, and then his decision up 14 in the fourth quarter to run a fake punt on 4th and 9 was unbelievable. I couldn't fathom what I was watching. Pat Narduzzi, are you fucking serious? And he ends up winning the game because he had the team ready to go to begin with. But it was one of those shocking games where you're it's 28-0, and I just started going and look at the money line because I know Georgia Tech's going to come back. They come back, and then they blow it again, and then Narduzzi tries to re-blow it, There's a lot of blowing. A lot of blowing.
Brandon, you have, speaking of blowing, you have a lot of, like, you have a good read on when coaches are dickheads. Where would you put Pat Narduzzi on that? Like, he's got to be all the way at the very far spectrum, right?
I think he is. I think he's top 5 dickhead in the sport.
He has to be.
Top 5 dickhead in the sport. Wow.
Yeah, I think he's top 5 dickhead in the sport, and he's like Cignetti without the elite coaching. He's like Cignetti if Cignetti had never developed the ability to be one of the top 5 coaches in the country.
The fact that we, and it doesn't matter because they won the game, but the fact that we, all argued what he actually meant before the Notre Dame game, if he was trying to hype up the team and whatever else, every time they show him on the sidelines, even when they're blowing the doors off of a team, he just looks like an asshole. Like, he just looks like no one likes me. He has the Brian Kelly look to me. Like, it's just.
He's good coaching.
I'm working through it right now. Top 5 dickheads in the sport. Narduzzi, Kirby Smart, Cignetti,
Brian Kelly. But
Brian Kelly, he's not in the sport right now. Brian Kelly is like a professor emeritus at this shit. I'd have to work on it. I'll work on it.
You are. I would say that you would be the elite ball knower of dickhead coaches. I feel like.
Hey, nobody knows dickheads like me. I am the number 1 ball knower on dickheads. Dickheads are my specialty. I love dickheads.
Well, Narduzzi would be one. Absolutely. Hey, you know what? Who doesn't love dickheads? Well, maybe they do. They love every DraftKings. Okay, Brandon? DraftKings. I'm going to go right into that. The chase for the national championship is on. Conference titles, playoff hopes, everything's on the line. The fact that we're sitting here on a Saturday night and we have rivalry week. Look, I said that perfectly. Coming up very quickly. DraftKings is the number 1 sports book. It's also our partners, and it's the best for live betting. So whether it's live in-game betting or late season odds boost, the Heisman Trophy race getting a little interesting. All those things are on DraftKings right now. And new customers, as always, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So just a few Saturdays left, which is so sad. But every game, every play, every bet counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code ROUGH. That's code ROUGH, ROUGH, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, also the Barstool Game of the Week is still a thing too. So make sure you're paying attention to all of our Twitters and you hashtag Barstool GOTW, and you can get in with the DraftKings Sportsbook.
I'm going to talk about a game right now that normally we wouldn't talk about, but I think on a day like today, and it just has so many interesting things. Blutman, stay on deck here because I'm going to ask you a question about Syracuse at the end of this. But Notre Dame won 70-7 over Syracuse today. Now, if you're a box score watcher, you hear that and you say, wow, Notre Dame killed them, and they did kill them. They destroyed them from Jump Street. The way they got there is so goddamn interesting. Notre Dame led 21-0 before their offense possessed the football. They led 21-0 before their offense possessed the football. I've heard of 7-0 and 14-0. I remember, was it Virginia and Pitt a couple years ago? Something like that. It was one of those teams. Virginia threw 2 pick sixes in the first 5 minutes. It was 21-0, 2 pick sixes, and a punt return, Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love helped his Heisman campaign today. He had 171 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
On how many carries?
How many carries did he have? Do you know?
I know. Yeah.
I know. Do y'all?
Yeah.
8. He had 8. He had 8 carries.
Sub 10.
Notre Dame won a game 70-7. They had 70 points and threw for 67 yards. How often does a team not running the triple option have 67 passing yards and score 70 points? Notre Dame rushed for 16.45 yards per carry. I'm going to say that again. Notre Dame rushed for 16.45 yards a carry. Every time they ran the football, the average was 16 yards. Now, Liam, here's your question. Last year, Fran Brown, one of the hot coaches, and even earlier this year, they beat Clemson when we still thought that was a thing. Now they're 3-7 or 3-8, and I know why, because their quarterback got hurt. But did they just not employ another quarterback? Is it a baby? Is it a chihuahua? Did the quarterback take out 38 players with him? Did the quarterback leave and take the entire off? Why the fuck is Syracuse this bad?
I think they just lost any sort of steam they had when they saw LSU legend Ricky Collins step onto the field, botch everything he could possibly botch. It's been a carousel of absolute failure of human being quarterbacks at Syracuse all season long since Angeli was out of the equation. It's been a disaster. It doesn't excuse anything though for this. This is on the the defense still got to play ball too, and they're getting absolutely whacked and embarrassed by Jeremiah Jadarian, whoever it be. Kenny Minchie coming in at the end of the game and making easy work of Syracuse's D team. It doesn't matter though. Like, where is the passion, the heart, the fight for your school, the logo you're representing? Where is that? Fran Brown says that this is a good thing. He's going to take a lot of good from this. It's an opportunity for him to dissect and learn, and we're going to get better. There's a lot of good I see from that football team, and I want my football team to look like that. You got to show us something then. You got to show us something, because this is it's souring. It's really pathetic. Did they run laps
for Heisman? Oh, I thought you were done. I thought you were legitimate.
I just had a thought. Did they run laps after again?
No, because the cameras weren't there for it. T-Bob, is Jeremiah Love for Heisman on the tracks and running downhill now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It definitely.
What are y'all looking at? What are y'all looking at?
UCLA just ran the funniest fake field goal of all time.
And it was
where he did the classic, like the snapper catches it and pitches it over his head and just completely whiffed, and Washington just picked it up and ran it back for a touchdown.
Scoop and score, Brandon.
Like one of and like such a bad where he didn't even scoop it cleanly. Like he ran past it and then like stopped and picked it back up and then ran it back for a touchdown. Like one of the funniest botched field goal, like fake field goal punt attempts I've ever seen.
Like the entire UCLA.
Just not even close. Like just not even close. Just tossed it over his head blindly and just was 3 feet past the kicker was supposed to fall under it and run with it. Not even close.
The UCLA sideline is like the surrender cobra look on their face, like just across. They're just like frozen in time. Like it is a disaster.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we have fun here.
Back to the Jeremiah Love Heisman thing.
So it's. I mean, obviously, right? He's incredible. It's Notre Dame. He's going to be in New York. We know that, right? I think. Okay, help me out if y'all agree. Are these the 5? So obviously, Say Mendoza. We say yes. They're in New York. Jeremiah Love in New York. I would put Jacob Rodriguez in New York. I think you want to put a defensive player in there. He's had a year worth it. Texas Tech is fucking awesome. And then I'd put Diego Pavia. And those would be my 5.
I would argue if Marcel Reed goes 12-0 at A&M, he'll probably take the spot over Pavia.
Okay. So yeah.
And I'm not saying whether he does. I don't know, but I think he would.
If he and I obviously am going to be a little bit biased here, but if he plays a really good game against Texas in Austin and they win that game and they're going,
that'll be a big statement.
And they're going to the SEC championship, like he would absolutely be invited. He probably won't win it, but he should be invited in that case. Outside of the one fucking half against South Carolina.
Well,
Jeremiah Love though?
I'll say this about Pavia real quick with T-Bob while we're on.
Yeah, go.
There's this idea, especially in the first 6 weeks of the season, that he was a gamer and that he ran the ball and he moved the chains and everything, and he was a winner for them. He's putting up insane throwing numbers.
Yeah, somewhere along the line, he learned how to throw the ball.
Somewhere along the line, he learned how to fucking throw it down the field. Because he was, 400 yards and 5 touchdowns?
Yeah, 33 of 39, 484, 5 tuds, 1 pick. It's a school record for pass yards. He also ran for 50 and another touchdown. So Pavia was full, but they knew what they were doing today. Also, is his mom actually dating Theo Vaughn? Did you see that senior night tonight? And Theo Vaughn went out with the family for senior night. And remember, Theo was at his house.
Yeah.
Well, and Theo was at his house when he went on with Shannon and Ocho Cinco a few weeks ago. And honestly, with the age difference, that's probably the way that it makes the most sense for Theo and Diego to be hanging out as much as they are, right?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question without regards to Diego Pavia's mom and her life with Theo Vaughn. I want to go back to Jacob Rodriguez, who you put on that list, okay?
Yeah.
Jacob Rodriguez has had a phenomenal season, 7 forced fumbles, I think 4 interceptions, had the rushing touchdown, is one of the best linebackers in the country, has been great, is one of the leaders of maybe top 3 defense in the country.
Yeah.
How much of him going to New York and his Heisman campaign is based on his story of his wife being a military helicopter pilot?
Well, I don't yeah,
then,
sorry.
Hold on before
Yeah.
because I think he is a phenomenal football player, and I hate when the story becomes the driving force behind somebody going to New York. And it happened with Manti Te'o years and years and years ago. It's happened before. I don't like when the story is the dominant thing. So I think as a football player, he is great. But is the story the driving factor of why a linebacker, and there's been a lot of great linebackers every year, could be going to New York?
No. I mean, it's part of it. It's part and parcel, but it's not the main reason. I mean, we can't discount his actual play and act like it hasn't been absolutely stellar. Like you said, he leads the nation in forced fumbles. Those are a ton of picks to have as well. I mean, you look at tackles. This is from going into tonight. I'm on CFB stats. He had 100, which is 14th in the country, but you look at everybody else ahead of him. It's Northern Illinois, Buffalo, CSU, UTEP, NC State. Like it's not really the premier teams. But it's also, I also don't want to paint Jacob Rodriguez's story as just being his girlfriend. His narrative is also strong because Texas Tech defense was awful last year. They've had this incredible turnaround. He's the leader of that defense and the turnaround, and the program as a whole is representative of the massive shift of the landscape of the very fabric of the sport. Like the rise of Texas Tech is NIL and transfer portal. It is everything that has happened in college football. And I think they're a legitimate title contender. And so with that in mind, I think all those elements come together to make it. And look, yeah, I'll put my thumb on a scale for a defensive guy to make New York. It doesn't happen enough too often, and it's just a quarterback award. We all know that. It's fine. It's just quarterback sport, right? If we're just being honest about the fabric of football. But that's why I would put Rodriguez there. It's his play. It is the story. It's the girlfriend. It's the turnaround. It's the school. It's all of it wrapped up together.
Well, he's also like a very charismatic guy. I mean, he was on Big Noon today with the Heisman winners. He was with Matt Leinart and RG3 and Mark Ingram. And the way he tells the story and the way that he presents himself is great. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. Texas Tech is a phenomenal story. I do think that his personal story, has thrown him more into the conversation than potentially he would be in it without it. And I'm not discrediting him whatsoever, but it's all of a sudden he's going to be in New York when a few weeks ago, nobody was talking about him being in New York.
Brandon, we should go back to Jeremiah Love real quick, though, because I don't know if he'll quite amass the numbers to get over the top, or if people cite maybe a lack of competition down the stretch and what he did in the big games early on that might hold him back against Saying and Mendoza. But it caused me today to go back. Because I remember after that Miami game, we talked about where was Jeremiah Love. It caused me to go look at the box score again. What the fuck was Notre Dame doing week 1? He got 10 carries. Jadarian Price was their leading rusher, 6 for 45. Love had 10 for 33. CJ Carr had 11 carries. Like, it is insane. I don't know. Maybe they didn't know their offense yet. They're still trying to figure it out. But maybe it's a huge credit to Miami. But it's just mind-boggling looking back and seeing that Love was just not only a non-factor, and maybe it's because they were playing from behind the majority of the time. It's probably actually the biggest reason why, to be honest. But still, just wild to think about how much of a non-factor that he was in that Miami game.
Kayce, an ad?
I will do an ad right now, Brandon. Let me make sure I get the right one. Okay, Experian. We have a lot of things coming up. You've got Thanksgiving next week. You've got the holidays. A lot of different things are going to be hitting those financial pockets, and Experian can help you. We talk about depth charts, power rankings, and playbooks all day, but who has a playbook for your finances? That's where Experian steps in. Your big financial friend, your BFF, can help you find ways to save money, track your FICO score, monitor your credit, and even help you match credit cards to fit your game plan. So again, it's that time of year where everybody starts spending a little bit more money. Maybe you get a little bit more nervous. Experian can help you with that. And one of their big things that they do is they have credit cards that are no ding decline, which means that if you're not approved, your credit score will not stay safe. For the 1,000th time, I'm going to say this again. if you're listening to this and you don't know this, if you apply for a credit card in normal situations and you do not get approved, it goes against your credit, which then hurts for you to try to get another credit card, but not with Experian. No ding decline. It's like having a financial coordinator in your corner minus the headset. So take control of your wallet and apply with confidence, especially going into the holiday season. Download the Experian app and meet your big financial friend today. Again, applying for no ding decline cards will not hurt your credit score if you're not initially approved. If you are initially approved, it will result in a hard inquiry, which may impact your credit scores. So again, Experian, your big financial friend, your BFF going into the holiday season.
All right, 2 questions for 2 people on the show right now. Ohio State cruised today over Rutgers. Jeremiah Smith, nothing. Carnell Tate, no. So just whatever. Throw into the tight end. Bo Jackson goes off pretty good. Ohio State wins easily. Texas A&M plays Samford, wins easily. Question number 1 is for Big Ev. Dave is not here. We're not talking about Dave. We're not talking about that Michigan moron. We're talking about Ohio State and the fact that for 4 years now, you've been very comfortable going into this spot and something happens next week. So, Big Ev, scale of 1 to 10, where's your comfort level with this team going into its biggest game of the season next week at Michigan?
I feel great. I mean, I don't know what else to feel. Like this defense more than anything I trust. I've said it all year. Like I just really, really, really trust the defense to show out. But like, I mean, I guess they did last year and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But I mean, like all this, I'm really the more talk. I feel like in the Ohio State circles is like the Jeremiah Smith. Like, is he gonna play? Is Carnell Tate gonna play? This and that. Like, oh, there's this video of like Jeremiah Smith kind of limping on the sideline. People didn't like that. I thought that video was a little like, I don't think it looked that bad. Like it was a little cold out, probably a little stiff. He probably was a little banged up, but I mean, I think he's gonna play. I mean, he was retweeting and tweeting shit today, basically saying like he's playing. There's no way neither of them are playing. But I feel good. Like we're just the better team. Like it's Michigan's a good team. Like I don't just completely write them off. Like they have a good defense. Like they could run the ball. But I mean, we stop the run probably better than almost anybody. And I think it's more the defense. Like, as long as the defense plays well, like, I think we'll win because I think we'll score enough to win. But, I mean, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable. Like, it's just – but it's right. It's a game like we just have to have it. Just have to have it. I can't live in a world where I don't have it. I have to have it.
Kayce?
I need it.
Kayce 11-0. First time in a while. Maybe ever. I don't even know. First 11-0. But going to Austin to play a Texas team, now 8-3. They win 52-37 today. Arch Manning, 400 yards, basically 4 touchdowns. He ran for a touchdown.
And he caught a touchdown.
Caught one too.
Yeah, it was. He had a day.
The Arch Manning of September is no longer there. They've gotten more comfortable. He's come a long way. They're scoring more points easily. How are you feeling going into this weekend?
Well, first of all, I will say again, I'd like everybody to know I was not happy that we played the cupcake team that we played today. I was happy, however, though, that Mike Elko and staff basically took out the starters with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Like that game was so out of hand so fast. So thank God they rested. And we have seen in different times where A&M has let these cupcake games sneak up on them a little bit till halftime and they pull away. Not today, fellas. Not today, Satan. Got him out, so they did get to rest. This was the scariest Texas has looked all year. And I know that when you do transitive property, you get into a dangerous place. We know how A&M always plays Arkansas. And if you go on Twitter right now and you're in the A&M algorithms and the Texas algorithms, they're all looking at the box scores of what happened 6 weeks ago with A&M and Arkansas and what happened today. I don't put that into consideration because I think every team is going to look different every week, and Arkansas is our kryptonite when it comes to that. This Texas team is horrifying. What I will say is tonight I feel fine. Tonight I feel good. Talk to me tomorrow. Talk to me on Monday when we record. This is where my battered Aggie syndrome will start to flare up a little bit. But I do believe in this team, and regardless of what happened in the first half of South Carolina, this is a completely different culture. Tommy Moffitt like slamming shit around in the locker room, saying, "You look at our logo, you look at our brand, everything." I love everything about this team and the way they're handling it. So that gives me confidence. It's going to be a tough week. It's going to be a hard roller coaster. I'm not going to feel good all week. But tonight I feel great. Tonight I feel good. We're 11.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't know who his agent is. But all Tommy Moffitt has to do his next contract negotiation is just say, hey, listen, I was mentioned 275,000 times on Unnecessary Roughness this year.
No, but Brandon, it's not just, and I said it's like
I'm not saying that's a bad thing what you just did. I'm just saying it's funny we mentioned the strength coach so much.
No, but I will say it's like on this podcast, like T-Bob has a personal relationship with him, so it has been mentioned more. But like in A&M circles, Mike Elko brings him up a lot because he does say that this was one of the biggest culture changing moves. And then you look at what happened with LSU. So yes, we do it a lot because of T-Bob, but also in these circles of A&M, like this was one of the biggest things.
If you look at his resume, it is Saban-esque. It's like hiring, like you could argue it's like hiring like a Nick Saban of strength coaches. And if you look at the guys that like, okay, Scott Cochran, who had all the success at Alabama under Nick Saban, where did he come from? And then got recruited to Georgia, Tom Moffitt. So all I'm saying is like, it is about as impactful of a strength coach as you could possibly hire.
There's also,
you know what? I was hoisted by my own petard there.
Yeah.
I was making fun of the fact we talk about him so much, and then we just talked about him. So that's me.
Okay. So,
fuck you.
Here, you know what? Okay, I won't say his name. Let me say this. A&M and this staff make me feel differently about going into Friday night. Give me this week. I'm going to be a fucking basket case more than I normally am. Okay? But tonight I feel good.
Liam.
And Marcel got to rest. That's important.
Yes.
Yeah, and he didn't throw 9 interceptions in the first half for once. Liam.
One time. See, you're such a hater. Like, and you wonder why Aggie fans are up your ass. It's because you say shit like that. Like, you're like, I didn't say anything bad about Marcel. I didn't say anything about A&M. And then you have to throw that in. Like, he did it one time. Let's move on. 11-0. I'm sorry, Mississippi State sucks.
Hey, Brandon.
I'm not going to say it right now. But I'll have an announcement Monday. Okay. Liam.
What? Wait, no.
Liam.
Hey, Brandon.
James Madison, 24. Washington State,
oh my
20.
God.
There was a moment today where we were wondering that G5 spot got a little. That G5 spot, by the way, has bounced around like a pinball all year.
Yeah, and it's just a lambing central slaughter.
It's still not in anybody's hands.
No.
But that was a big win for JMU.
Yeah, again, the G5 spot's just a lambing sense of slaughter. I think any G5 team gets absolutely eviscerated by any 5 seed is what it is. That's how the year just shapes out. JMU made a horrendous decision opting to do this Marvel Superhero Day because the only way that you could win on Superhero Day is with some late game theatrics, and that's essentially what happened. They had to fight and claw back against a Washington State team that had, well, credit where credit's due. James Madison beat Washington State by more points than UVA and Ole Miss did this season. So, hey, maybe it's a really good win for JMU if you want to scope it down like that. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. It's interesting to keep up with that G5 spot and how, like, no, every time somebody gets themselves in position, they just don't play well, or that G5 spot's crazy.
Except for who just got in that position and did play well today.
No, they're not good either, man.
I'm not saying they're good, but I'm saying they did play well today after getting that spot.
They played
and now they have 1-11 Charlotte on the horizon. It's the American champion versus JMU, right? That's gonna be the spot. And like Liam said, it's a lamb to the slaughter. I will say this: John Summerall wins that week, makes conference championship. That means all 4 years he's been a head coach, his team will have made the conference championship. And now he's going to Auburn, so that'll probably end, but still.
What did I have right after that? I was going to talk about. Fuck.
I got
something. No, I got something.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to talk. Lane Kiffin, T-Bob. Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. Oh, I need to talk about the LSU stuff.
Where you at?
I am at that. I still don't believe that he's going to leave because I find it to be unfathomable that a coach in that position would leave. I just can't wrap my head around it. I also think that Lane is truly that Joker energy that we've cited the entire time. I think he could be setting up to stay at Ole Miss. If it was anybody else and Ole Miss was in any other situation record-wise, I would believe that he was coming to LSU, given what I'm hearing. But here's what has changed, Brandon, because you were right. You, Kayce, everybody on the pod was right. when you said there's money, they will find the money. And what I have learned is, so we talked a lot about the Kingfish in this podcast, Huey P. Long, right? One thing that Huey P. Long was really known for was he was all in on LSU football. We talked about the best players, going to say the governor's manager with him putting the student housing in Tiger Stadium to make it bigger, blah, 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 right? Give federal funding for it. Jeff Landry is once again taking a play right out of the Kingfish's playbook, and he is reportedly, Brandon, all in on this coaching search in this chase of Lane Kiffin. And what that means now, where did the money come from, right? Why does LSU suddenly have unlimited money? Because Jeff Landry has turned the full fundraising ability of his political machine to making it happen. And while Louisiana, this is something else that's been pointed out to me and explained to me, while Louisiana is a poor state on a kind of individual citizen basis, there are a lot of very rich companies in the state, obviously, these big oil, gas, chemical companies, et cetera, et cetera.
Hospitals.
And basically the governor, I don't want to say, I won't go into specifics, but I would say it like this. The governor is leveraging people and companies that have never been involved in athletics to give to NIL and to give money through kind of a political leverage. So like right now you could say allegedly, or you could argue that you can get political, you can curry political favor by giving money to LSU. And so right now LSU reportedly has just massive amounts of NIL funds. They are promising Lane Kiffin over $25 million a year repeatedly, 25 plus, along with that salary, because Jeff Landry knows, I talked about it, right? When Landry did this, it was the one way that he could imperil himself kind of politically, because this is the only thing that could piss off his voting base. It would be if LSU football gets bad. In the same way, if he pulls it off and he gets Kiffin, it's a big fucking bet from him. But if he pulls it off and he gets Kiffin, then everybody goes crazy and everybody loves him. So yeah, the politics in Louisiana are always crazy, and they're as tied into a college football program probably more so than anywhere in the entire country. And it's never been to the extent that it is right now.
I know you're being cautiously negative. You're not doing cartwheels here and saying that you're getting Lane Kiffin, even though that you and all the other LSU fans believe you're getting Lane Kiffin. I'm not buying your bullshit for a minute. But
you think we're getting Lane Kiffin?
Yes.
I think it's too messy. I think it leaked too early. I think if you were really going to get him, you maybe wouldn't have leaked it. I still can't see a coach leaving with a one-loss playoff team. I cannot wrap my head around it.
I mean, it's going from one job to a better job. It's pretty simple. But what do you make of the Keith Carter statement yesterday saying we're going to have an announcement on Kiffin's future the day after the Egg Bowl? I think he's staying. I think he's staying too. But
do you want me to tell you what the LSU people are saying, like what they believe is going on? What
do you make of the fact that the AD said we're going to announce his future a day after the Egg Bowl, when if he was staying, he could just announce it right now?
Yeah, because right now I think Lane Kiffin has not told anybody he's staying or not, right? If he is going to stay. I think also what I have heard allegedly is that Kiffin is saying that he wants to coach through the playoffs and he's going to make the school force him out. And so that would line up with Keith Carter's statement that after the Egg Bowl, we would have a decision if he is still saying that he would want to coach through the playoffs. And like, no, fuck you. You can't if you're going to leave. And so that's what I would make of that.
Brandon, what I would say is that all of the going back and forth and everybody, whether they're on the Ole Miss side, LSU side, I am very much in the camp that his own family is not even 100% sure where he's going. I really do believe that. Like, I do not think that anybody, regardless if he knows internally, Jimmy Sexton knows, whatever, I do think that this decision is not 100% made.
All right, back to today in football.
I got a question for you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So teams that needed style points today.
Sure.
Right? Vanderbilt, Miami, Notre Dame, Bama, Utah. That would be my grouping there. Who had the best day?
I don't think there's anything Vanderbilt can do.
Damn, that's so fucked up.
No, I just don't think. Listen, you're looking at probably 14.
I'm not saying I disagree. It's just sad for them.
I think you're looking at 14 teams for 12 spots right now, and it could be even more than that if Michigan were to win. And Vanderbilt is last in the line of SEC teams right now. They just are, and there's nothing they can do to skip that line. No matter what, they're going to be behind A&M. They're going to be behind Alabama. They're going to be behind, unless Alabama lost, that would help. They're going to be behind Oklahoma. They're going to be behind Georgia and Ole Miss. There's nothing they can do to jump that line, and I don't think 6 teams from the SEC are getting in. So Vanderbilt, I don't even consider needing style points. I think Vanderbilt's just on the outside looking in. As far as style points, Oklahoma today didn't have a sexy score. They didn't. But they continue to win in a way that makes me think they're going to be a tough out in the
they're
playoff.
awesome.
Their defense is just nasty. Missouri dominated that game for the first 20 minutes of game time. They kept the ball. They went 12-play drive for 8 minutes, then got a 3 and out and did another long drive. And at the end of all that domination, they were up 3-0. And they did everything they could. They played the best they possibly could. They were up 3-0. Oklahoma looks like they're dead. They're done. 25 minutes in the game, they look like they can't do anything offensively. Bang, 87-yard touchdown, game's over. And that's how Oklahoma is a team that is not going to wow you offensively, but in the playoff or now, they're gonna hurt you. They're gonna beat you up. They're gonna be in a 7-3 game, and one good offensive play, they're gonna choke you out. And that I think Oklahoma made.
But they didn't need style points because their resume is getting them in no matter what. If they win, you know what I'm saying? They're going to beat LSU next week. They're going to dominate them. LSU's offense is the worst it's ever been. So what about Notre Dame and Miami? Miami beats Virginia Tech 34-17. Notre Dame wins 70-7.
This is such an interesting discussion, man. Because Notre Dame continues to rack up the style points, and Notre Dame almost beat Syracuse too easily, by the way, to where we could just discount that game entirely. But if it comes down to Notre Dame and Miami, it's going to be one of the all-time committee decisions we've ever seen, because I think Notre Dame has spent 2 to 2.5 months being a better football team than Miami, but Miami has the ultimate trump card, and I don't know. I don't know which way the committee is going to lean, but I think both Miami's done a good job of rebuilding their image the last couple of weeks of blowing these teams out, so they're in a good spot.
I think they're going to have to put them both in because of it. I think they're going to have to find a way to put Miami in because they won't be able to fully rationalize putting Notre Dame in without them. So I think because of that, they're going to have to put Miami in, which leaves the wrench of the BYU and Utah and Vanderbilt, like we're talking about. Because Vanderbilt, they can go get a win over Tennessee, which is a good win. I mean, that win is potential win is aging better, good performance today. But there's going to be just, like you said, this log jam of 2 lost teams, and where you go with and BYU even, they're going to be, if things go hold serve the way they're supposed to, odds wise or whatever, they're going to lose another game to Texas Tech, who they already lost to, and it was a conference title game. So that's kind of like a 2 loss with an asterisk. But I think Miami having the win over Notre Dame as one of the better wins in college football, the way the season's played out. And having the same amount of losses, how can you keep them out and then put Notre Dame in? They have to both go in.
They have to.
They don't have to.
Well,
they should.
If you in Ev's scenario, because I agree with him, you cannot come out and make a public statement with leaving Miami out that head to head just doesn't matter. You can't. I mean, you can, but I don't think that you the committee. They can. But that's such a tough thing because what you're basically telling teams to do is not schedule anything hard in non-conference. You're basically saying, hey, listen, you don't need to schedule the Notre Dames. You don't need to schedule the Texas, the Ohio States. You need to, because it's not going to matter regardless. Miami beats Notre Dame. That's a massive win on the resume. That's a massive win for A&M to beat Notre Dame. But if it doesn't matter at the end of the year, then why even risk losing or winning that game? Just schedule a fucking Samford or whatever. That's the issue that I have with it. That it would start to make teams be we're not going to make these these games even interesting.
I don't know. There's some nuance to that argument. I mean, like the thing that is propping Miami up is scheduling that game. It is playing that game. It is winning that. That's what's propping them up right now. So if you went back in time,
but if you leave them out, like you still had the 50-50 chance of losing it. So like, why?
If you went back in time and took that game away, they'd be super fucked right now. Yeah, it's if it comes down to Notre Dame, Miami, the committee's got a real fucking dilemma on their hands. And I'll say this about the committee, Kayce. This is a committee that 2 years ago left out an undefeated team in a 14 playoff. So they're not afraid to buck precedent or to ruffle some feathers here. So it's
they at least with Jordan Travis, they at least had. And I completely disagreed with it at the time. And we had the arguments and everybody did. At least they had something like to say the whole point of playing a football game doesn't matter. Even if it was in week 1, like the whole point is to win the football game. You won the football game. You beat them. That would be hard. Now, I'm not saying they won't do it. I just don't think they can. Like, I think that would just absolutely take a tailspin for the sport.
But the argument would be, yeah, we lost to Miami the very first game of the season, and then we got rolling. They lost as double-digit favorites to unranked teams twice. So, like, there's ebbs and flows here. You got an ad?
I do have an ad, Brandon. Mm-hmm. Let's talk. Well, we'll go to Aura Frames because we have a big game recap. So, Brandon, I think you said you got one of these for your wife last year. I know that my parents have the Aura Frames, and it's the perfect holiday gift. It is amazing because it keeps family connected, even when you're miles apart. That's why it's one of the best gifts. So I have an app where I can upload pictures of my son to my parents' Aura frame all the way in Texas. It's immediate. So it's like right in the living room. They can see it. My mom can see immediately whatever I've uploaded. It's amazing. And you can share photos and videos effortlessly. You can personalize your gift. You can add a message before it arrives. You can preload photos before it even ships. So you can keep adding from anywhere, anytime. And the way that, I mean, again, technology keeps everybody together, but this is the best because if you have family all over the country, even if you don't, even if it's just you and your girlfriends, you and your guy friends, whatever, you can immediately send photos back and forth and it's displayed wherever you want in your home or office. And for a limited time, if you visit auraframes.com, you get $45 off the Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, which is named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code ROUGH at checkout. Guys, this is a slam dunk for people for the holidays, for grandmothers, mothers, dads, whoever it may be. This is an absolute hit of a gift. That's auraframes.com, promo code ROUGH. This exclusive Black Friday, Cyber Monday is their best of the year, so order now before it ends. Obviously, show unnecessary roughness support by letting them know at checkout that we sent you. Again, that's auraframes.com, $45 off. Terms and conditions do apply. Guys, I'm telling you, get it for your mom, your girlfriend, your sister, your grandmother. She's going to love it.
To correct you, you said, Brandon, I think you have one. No, I have 6. I have 6.
Do you really?
Yes.
Yeah, my parents have
one. My mom
one.
has one. My mother, my wife has one. My daughter has one in her room. We have a bunch.
Yeah, my parents have one in the living room, one in like the TV room, and then my dad has one in the office. Like it really is actually very cool to be able to just be like, okay, I want you to see what my son's doing today. Also, here's with Brandon.
One last game to talk about before we get to who won the week, who lost the week. Shit list. Liam. BYU beat Cincinnati. BYU is now 10-1. They are the amazing, unbelieved in team. They are the team that just keeps winning. It's never pretty. It's never sexy. There's not a rule that says it has to be. And they are now 10-1 and very likely to put themselves at 11-1 and with a chance to play Texas Tech again. And if they lose close, do they hang on to that spot? If they win it, obviously that may be 2 Big 12 teams. It's interesting. But the point is BYU goes on the road to Cincinnati tonight, Liam, and gets it done.
Yeah, I think that this was pretty. This was beautiful. This was BYU football to a T. Grit, physicality, belief in the guy standing next to you, a head coach that cares so deeply about every single football player on that field, and a team that consistently believes that they're just better, faster, stronger, more physical than you, better football players than you. They once again, we see another line, a Vegas line that people are like, hey, okay, Do I want to touch that? I mean, they're kind of begging me to take Cincy at home here with the points. They overcome it every single time. You can make the exception for a Texas Tech game, but Texas Tech just straight up better is what it is. BYU, dude, LJ Martin.
Yeah.
Just a monster tonight. Bear Bachmeier made the big throws when he needed. The defense had Sorsby in a blender when they needed. It's just another really good BYU performance. And I can't get other people to respect them. You kind of just have to give up on that and let BYU do it for themselves. The reason I don't see Utah having a path to the playoff or being able to get into the playoff is because BYU and Texas Tech occupy those spots. And then as Ev was talking about, the ACC, like they're going to get Miami in. So that was just to finish off the thought from an hour ago. But BYU continues to roll. They're super impressive, and I hope that people could see that.
All right, we're gonna get to who won the week, who lost the week.
Very quickly. Producer Lukey Blutman just pointed out that was the Venmo big game review segment. So should I just go ahead and do, or is it going to come back up? Is BYU going to come back up?
Go ahead.
Okay, Venmo. We know the college sports season is so much better with Venmo because they have the Venmo debit cards, the branded ones, Big 10, Big 12 colleges. Unlock 40% off a Big 10 Plus subscription, a free year Perplexity Pro, and cash back from some of the favorite brands, all while showing your school spirit. You can get any card in the Big 10 and the Big 12. Ev, I know I always bring this up. All the ads we've done, we've held the Colorado ones, but every time we're on the road for the college football show, you get to hold a different one. You did not hold the Michigan one, but you've held a bunch of different ones. They all look slick. They all look amazing. And the Venmo debit card works hand in hand with the Venmo app. We all know how Venmo works. People pay you back. You immediately have it in your account. Now you can actually physically pay with that Venmo debit card because your Venmo balance is right there and you can choose to spend it on whatever you want. You can also add it to your mobile app. So score more with the Venmo debit card and access fan rewards from the Big 10 Plus and Perplexity Pro. Sign up at venmo.com/collegecard today. No monthly fee, no minimum balance. Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Shout out BYU. Liam, I agree with you. People are either going to admit that they can respect BYU at this point. Texas Tech, I do believe, is a different animal. If you don't, we'll see what happens. But BYU absolutely deserves respect.
I'm going to throw out – I'm sorry, Bubba, do you have one more thing on that?
They get every key stop on a short yard situation that they need.
And they get every key gain. 32 carries for LJ.
Early line out for A&M and Texas. Kayce, any guesses as to how much A&M is favored by?
They're probably not favored.
2.5.
I was going to say Texas by, I would say 1.5.
A&M 2.5.
The Texas Longhorns are currently a 4-point favorite.
Ooh,
4.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
Is that what am I looking at then?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5 Texas. Texas favored by 2.5, Ev?
No, A&M is favored by.
Oh, A&M's favored.
Oh, shit. Let's fucking go.
Which if you
Am I
remember,
Let
I
me
think
refresh.
it's exactly what I said on Wednesday in our.
I thought you said Texas.
Oh,
would be
shit.
favored.
I thought I was being
know,
original. You
said
incepted me.
A&M would be favored by like 2, and if people
All
were
right.
like, no, I think Texas would be favored by 1,
I thought
right.
Texas
which I thought was
You're right.
possible, but
Hey, hand up. Look at the wrong game. Look at the wrong game.
What
What
game
is
were you
Texas
looking
at?
at?
What?
Texas A&M minus 2.5.
yeah.
Wait, what game were you looking at?
Yeah, what were you looking at, Brayden? That is,
Don't worry about it.
I'm curious.
I'm going to be a fucking
Almost by
disaster.
9.5, huh? 9.5? 9.5, huh? Okay.
For you?
9.5.
Brandon,
Yeah.
I know you guys have played on Thanksgiving. You know, when I was growing up, it was on Thanksgiving. The fact that you and I are both going to be, and I know it's a little bit different because of where our teams are in position. The fact that we're both going to be in hell on Friday and then have to wait until Saturday to talk about it is tough. It's tough.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. T-Bob, who won the week?
Who won the week? Okay, minor winner, not going to be my overall winner. But I guess it actually, no, you know what, it ties
You can
together.
just say your overall winner because
Well, Dr. Shin does the horns down, much to the adoration of Oklahoma fans. But I'm with you, man. It's Oklahoma. how they won that game today, how good the defense is. This is without our Mason Thomas. Like, you got to imagine that he's going to be back soon. And again, he's second to oh my God, why am I blanking? A&M's defender, A&M Sackmaster.
Cassius.
Thank you, goddamn, Cash Howell. He's probably second to Cash Howell in terms of best edge defenders in the entire conference. This is an Oklahoma team where the offense will ultimately hold them back, but what Venables has built, the defense, it's what he's supposed to be good at. They're fucking electric to watch play football right now. And admittedly, Mizzou's a really good matchup for that defense, right? Like, once you force Mizzou to throw the ball, they're dead in the water. And Oklahoma gets after the quarterback, but I am very excited to watch Oklahoma going forward into this playoff and see if they can maybe affect an upset somewhere along the way. Also, that defense is going to kick the shit out of LSU next week.
Big Ev, who won the week?
I'll take the chalk. It's Oregon. I mean, they played in the most meaningful game. They got the most meaningful win. They locked themselves in a playoff spot. Not only a playoff spot, as long as they don't shit down their leg against Washington next week, they win the game. They've locked themselves into a home playoff spot. Very clearly one of those, that 5 to 8 range, I think, will be locked in there, which we've seen last year is a pretty great spot to be in. Like you said earlier, you get to be kind of this comfortable number 3 team in the Big Ten. You don't get a bye, but you get a bye week for the Big Ten title game week. Then you get a home game, get a little momentum against probably a lesser opponent. So Oregon wins the week. Good for them. And they kind of they kept off the doubters for a little bit. That was a win they needed, I think, for the college football watchers to not just respect them, but I think like firmly respect them. Was like, like, this is a dangerous team. Gotta watch out for them in the playoff. Maybe they can make a run. I wouldn't be shocked after what I saw today.
Kayce, who won the week?
I'm going to double down with Oregon, but also it's Dan Lanning. You know, we've seen this team throughout the years with him. When he's feeling himself, when he's feeling some type of way, they play for that. And his post-game press conference, you know, he throws some shade at the SEC, which is totally warranted. But, you know, he says, hey, not all of us were playing cupcake teams or whatever team, you know, he decided to name. And like the confidence level that he shows always ends up showing up with that team. And other than the Indiana game this year, they hadn't really played a big one. And, you know, I was one of the people going into this week saying, you know, they haven't really proven it. They haven't needed to. But to beat USC, regardless of how you feel about USC and their play tonight, like him feeling that swagger is a dangerous place to be. Because if there's a coach in the country that can get their team to rally around them, it is Dan Lanning. And the fact that he just was like able to throw fair shade at the SEC, like as an Oregon fan, you got to be feeling pretty good.
Liam, I'm actually going to go fourth here. And not a big deal. I'm just going to go right in front of you if that's okay. And obviously, the winner of the week, we're talking in Missoula, Montana, the brawl of the wild, Montana State and Montana. What a game! Was that going to be your winner at all?
It was one of them. Yeah, it was a great call. The Great Divide Trophy is one of the great trophies in the sport. I texted Gruden during the game. I told him, dude, Eli Gilman, this Montana running back, you got to take a look at him. He's a true NFL back, and he agrees. So pretty nice.
All right, I was fronting. That's not my winner. You go now. Who won the week?
The SEC definitely won the week. I know I probably stole your winner, but they got a lot of big wins, a lot of big style points. They looked really good. I like that we could talk about Marcel Reed as a true Heisman contender, and what he did against 1-10 Samford is really good teach tape. I like what Georgia was able to do defensively. There's just a lot of good to take away. I also don't understand why, when talking about the SEC and Cupcake Week, we go and say, well, no, it's because you guys all played your cupcakes in September. Well, so did you guys. I don't understand why that ever gets brought up. It doesn't matter if it's it is what it is. I know, like, Utah State's getting run those games. You got your New Mexico State, seems like they're playing Auburn every year. It's just on whatever. Oregon, USC, a good flashback to the past for the Pac-12. Wisconsin low-key cooking. I know people only want to Wisconsin's got back-to-back on ranked teams out of nowhere with like the QB 19 on their roster. Kind of crazy. Penn State and Terry Smith. Hey, I know UCLA's on TV right now. I know they're having a lot of fun, but can I, as a UCLA fan, implore Penn State to hire the interim head coach? I know how good it looks. Look at UCLA, that 3-game stretch with an interim. It looks good. go hire Terry Smith. This isn't at all so I could actually get my hands on Bob Chesney at UCLA. UConn, Florida Atlantic was really, really, really good all game, and it ends with one of the worst field goal attempts you'll ever see. And Cal Stanford, the axe stare down. Andrew Luck tearing up pretty much
Love
in his
Andrew
post game presser like that. Cal in a sport that I think personally nobody has to agree is going in the wrong way a lot with a lot of the changes that they've made to watch Cal Stanford today and just see college football to a T and what it's all about. That was really special.
Also, Andrew Luck's glasses make me trust him so much more as the
Yes.
leader of my program. He looks great in them.
And him
Also-
yelling ball in the middle of that
Yeah.
interview, it was so good.
Liam told me a name for the Stanford job that I won't say that is a total curveball, but I just want to say I'm obsessed with it.
I can
Liam,
say,
do you
I
want to
don't
share
care.
with the class?
Yeah, Monken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Army,
Never would have
Army
expected it, but
Ed
I
coach.
kind of love the fit.
I like that fit.
Brandon, pressure's on you because I have a winner that actually I should have named. That's the actual winner, and I want to see if you get it.
I guarantee you I won't. My winner for the week is Coach speak and press conference bullshit. Pat Narduzzi sat there last week and he told you motherfuckers, hey, this game against Notre Dame don't matter. I don't care. The only ones that matter to me are the Georgia Tech game and the Miami game. And then he went out and got his ass kicked good and right last week, just like he said. And he came out tonight, and I'll be goddamn if Pitt wasn't ready to go. Freshman quarterback, backup running back, 28-0 in like 20 minutes. Press conference bullshit wins the day. Sometimes coach speak ain't lying. Sometimes the motherfuckers are telling the truth. And Pat Narduzzi, it was embarrassing when he said it. He's an asshole, but I'll be goddamn if he wasn't dead on correct. T-Bob, who won the week?
I mean, it's SMU, right?
Mm-hmm.
They beat the fuck out of Louisville 38-6. Now they control their own destiny once again in the ACC, Brandon. SMU could go back-to-back playoffs. They're
Is that a
playing really
nightmare?
fucking good.
Is that a nightmare for the ACC to be represented by SMU twice?
Yes.
I mean, they're going to go. They got to go on the road to Cal next week, so we'll see. But I mean, they've been
They
playing
are-
great.
I'm not taking anything away from SMU, but it is nice to play a team who has a bunch of injuries and is playing a kid at quarterback for the first time. That always helps.
T-Bob. Yes, Kayce.
But
No,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
they beat Louisville 38-6 and they control their own destiny. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not taking
certified
anything
win.
away from it. I'm just saying.
It's a night, Brandon. What I was going to say is it a nightmare for the ACC? Maybe in theory, but it's the ACC's fault because all the heavy hitters look like shit this year for the most part, other than Miami. But hey, you can't have you just can't have a conference that looks like ACC does right now and be like, well, we're mad SMU's there. You can't.
Listen, if SMU wins the ACC and gets the playoff spot, we're wasting a fucking playoff spot. I'll just say it. T-Bob, who lost the week?
The ACC
Okay.
biggest hitter shouldn't have lost to him either.
Yeah, you're
Right.
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 Who lost the week?
Who lost the week? God, it's got to feel bad to be Nebraska, huh?
Mm.
I mean, it just
Well-
never fucking ends with these guys. It's like that scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre where they cut off the person's legs and then he grabs the bag of salt and he jams the bags of salt into the bloody stumps. Like there's just always a lower level for Nebraska. It's like watching like an Eli Roth movie, like Hostel or something. I mean, the fact that Penn State made them extend Matt Rule and then went and beat the fuck out of Matt Rule with their interim coach, that's just mean. That's both psychological and physical torture. I'm sorry, Nebraska fans. You lost the week.
Big Ev, who lost the week?
I'm going to say Cincinnati. And this isn't a takeaway from BYU because I think they do all the little things right, and that's why they keep winning these games. But I think if you really watch that game and break it down, it was a winnable game for Cincinnati. They kept saying on the broadcast that the kicker had missed like one kick in 2-3 years. He missed 3 kicks tonight. He missed 3 field goals. 3 field goals he missed. One was a horrible hold, bad. Holderman immediately was like, my bad, bro. But he missed 2 bad ones that were very makeable. So he missed 3 total. And then they fumbled on the inside the 20 in the fourth quarter on like a crazy play where he ties up the guy's ankle. He kind of spins around and basically drops the ball like out of like basically self-preservation so his ankle doesn't snap. and he drops it basically like right as his shin is about to hit the ground. So they have that turnover inside BYU's 20, 3 missed field goals, and BYU ends up scoring late in the last minute to make it a 2-touchdown game. But that was a very winnable game for Cincinnati. And yet BYU just does all the small things to win the game, but Cincinnati really think let one slip away.
Casey Smith, who lost the week?
Brandon, it's the Florida Gators. I mean, they got their fucking doors blown off today in the swamp. They lose 31-11, which isn't even indicative of how bad that game was. Tennessee wins in the swamp for the first time since 2003. It was just an absolute disgusting display of football. And then on top of that, you know, a few weeks ago with the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes, Florida was still in that conversation. They have been completely forgotten. They're the girl that's left on the dance floor. You know, Lane's out there trying to decide if he's going to make out with Ole Miss or LSU. And Florida's just like, what do we have now? And that game was just disgusting. And I know, you know, like Florida firing their coach, everything, to lose in the swamp that badly to a rival in the SEC like that is just, I mean, it was such a disgusting game. Everything about it from start to finish. It was in my quad box. And I was just like, God, if you're a Florida fan, not only do you have to feel like you've been abandoned, you've been manipulated, you've been lied to by a man, you're also getting the shit kicked out of you right now. Can't feel good. Can't feel good.
Liam Blutman, who lost the week?
Obviously, Syracuse, that's like a free space, though, and bingo. Georgia Tech as well, same thing. Jamie Chadwell continues to derail what was not long ago a really strong Group of 5 Liberty program. They lose again to Louisiana Tech in overtime. They're a mess. Michigan State, just a week after we were talking about Iowa and how they couldn't hold on to a lead and then they couldn't come back late, and Iowa, who had lost to Oregon and USC by maybe a combined, like, this much of a toe being out of bounds. Oh, you didn't see it. This much of a toe being out of bounds back-to-back weeks. I was able to claw back 13-point fourth quarter, beat Michigan State. Michigan State's in disarray. Name I heard for that job if they end up parting ways with Jonathan Smith, which water gun to my head, I do think they will. Pat Fitzgerald has come up in those talks, which I think would be an excellent hire. We're not giving credit to Arizona. Arizona has 8 wins.
Brennan, let's go, babe.
Every time I've watched Arizona this season, I just kind of peek my head over it. They're getting a substantial gain on a play. Brent Brennan has them rolling. Wubkur's absolutely denied. Let's go, T-Bob.
Let's go, baby.
Minnesota, I think, is just stuck in PJ Fleck purgatory. Not good. Not
focus,
good.
Focus.
Sorry, Nico's hurt. Not good.
Do they hate being stuck in PJ Fleck purgatory?
Well, I think you want to be better than mid, and PJ Fleck, I don't think there's really any jobs that he would leave for. Maybe a handful, but like they're kind of just stuck. They're absolutely mediocre, and he doesn't. They're very difficult to watch or whatever. Brand, wrapping this up, I'm going to name some stats to you from a player. Okay.
Okay.
16 of 20 for 274 yards and 2 touchdowns. 8 carries, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's what he did today. No, we're all wrong. We're all witnesses now, though. Lenoris Sellers, you are the true Heisman.
Yeah. Let's go.
No,
Lit up Coastal.
No troll, though. Jaden Sellers' little brother is actually nasty.
Yeah.
His stop to start's crazy. It's legit Ferrari stuff.
Brandon, who lost the week?
I don't know if y'all are just passing on it because it's low-hanging fruit, but how is it not Georgia Tech coming into this game 9-1? They're 9-1. They've survived like 5 very, very close games, and every time I say, wow, I don't think Georgia Tech's all that good, their fans freak out. They want to say Haynes Keene's a Heisman contender. Solid player, not a great player, not an elite player. Very solid. Would love to have him on my team, but just not a 9-1 Heisman type guy. And then today they're 9-1. They come in. They got Pitt coming in. Notre Dame killed Pitt last week, and they're down 28-0 before the fans get settled in. This is one of the biggest home games they've had in decades to really prove something, to take a step towards winning the ACC, and they just lay an egg.
Yeah,
and
blew it.
this is a coach who I thought was on his P's and Q's, who I thought always had his team ready, who has a toughness and an edge to him, and they had no toughness, no edge, no nothing tonight. It's far out of character for what I've seen from that team, and it was just they had to lose the week. Like they had everything to gain, and they no-showed.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Bizarre.
Actually,
it was bizarre. And shit list, and I have one. I don't know if everybody else has one. Kayce, do we have any more ads?
We do not.
I will start with the shit list because I was going to do this as a they lost a week, but you guys kind of allowed Georgia Tech to fall to me, so I took them. My shit list is the University of Arkansas. University of Arkansas, last time they hung a help wanted sign, they went out and hired Georgia's offensive line coach. And I thought, you're not serious if you do that. And they got away with it for a couple of years. But now they're back in a situation where they're in the coach hunt. They're at the coaching buffet. And frankly, they were one of the first ones to the coaching buffet. Virginia Tech got there a little bit later, or right about the same time. And Virginia Tech made them a heaping pile of James Franklin. They have a huge plate of James Franklin, and they're going to dine on James Franklin. Arkansas still got the plate in their hand, and today Pete Thamel was on the broadcast, and he said Arkansas is very close to making a hire, and here's the 4 names that I've heard. Eric Morris, Kane Womack, Alabama's defensive coordinator, Alex Golish, South Florida's head coach, Ryan Silverfield, Memphis' head coach. When you fire Sam Pittman and you have the hope of a coaching search, and you have teams like Virginia Tech going out and signing somebody like James Franklin, and LSU possibly pulling a Lane Kiffin, and these other teams pulling the guys that they are pulling, and Arkansas is left with Eric Morris, Kane Womack, Alex Golish, and Ryan Silverfield, I think that is remarkably disappointing. I think that is remarkably crazy that Arkansas supposedly has all this Walmart money and all this Tyson money and all this money. And when it comes down to coaching, they go in basketball, they hire John fucking Calipari. And now our list is Eric Morris, Kane Womack, Alex Golish, Ryan Silverfield. If I'm an Arkansas fan today, I'm like, this program isn't serious anymore. What the fuck am I doing? That's my shit list.
It's a good one, Brandon. It's a good one.
Blacked out.
Who would you like the most off that list, though? Is Morris the most exciting, or is this more prisoner of the moment for me?
Golish would probably be my choice out of that list.
It has to be.
I don't know.
Morris.
Y'all have made me not trust South Florida. I would go Morris because of his quarterback pedigree at this point is unparalleled.
If they hire Kane Womack, who has the softest Alabama defense in decades.
No, fuck Womack.
Just throw the program away.
Might as well hire like Jeremy Pruitt, but not as impressive.
Brandon, can I ask you?
Offensive line coach.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
I know we have our mega episode that we'll record on Monday when we're all in Chicago. That'll come out Tuesday. But right now at 1 a.m., how are you feeling about the Iron Bowl?
Iron or egg?
No. We were talking about Auburn and Alabama. No, I'm like, is there any worry for you? I mean, we just talking about Alabama. You think Auburn could beat Alabama?
100%. I think Auburn could beat Alabama.
Saw Deuce Knight today.
Auburn's been close all year. They've got the talent. They just need something to bring it together. And Alabama's soft, and they got to go on the road again. So,
that's why I'm asking, because we're talking about how soft Alabama is. And I mean, the SEC championship is still very much in the air. There's still 4 teams that could possibly get in there. And I don't know. There's something weird. There's something weird in the air about the Iron Bowl right now.
You know that line?
Yeah. Give it to him, Liam.
Do you want to guess?
Alabama 4.5.
7.5.
5.5.
5.5.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Deuce Knight stat line.
Oh, no.
Lawrence
Deuce Knight
Teller's
went
follow-up.
ridiculous, though. Deuce Knight's first, 3 carries all went to the house. Maybe the 4. Congrats to Auburn head coach John Summerall. He's going to have really fun playing with him.
Anybody else got a shit list? Right
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Go.
My shit list is going to be a selfish one. It's going to be LSU's offense. So the college football, the Division I split happened in 1978. After next week, because none of us believe that LSU will score more than 25 against that Oklahoma defense, right? No. That means that LSU will have gone an entire season without scoring more than 25 points against an FBS opponent, which has never happened. in school history. So Brian Kelly in his 4 years at LSU managed to field the worst defense in school history, the worst special teams in school history, and the worst offense in school history. Shout out Evan Sachs on Twitter for pointing that out, and Wilson Alexander for the original point there about the split. But yeah, also I have a hit list. Officer Suarez, local police officer. I guess my dog got out today and he came and dropped him off, and he's a fan of WUB. So he's protecting and serving, fan of WUB, and dropped the dog off to the house. Officer Suarez, you're the man.
Anybody else?
No, I mean, if you were going to force me to have one, I was just going to talk shit about the SEC again. And I understand, going back to the beginning of the program when we all had a little bit of an argument, there have definitely been worse weeks, and there's never a bad week when college football is on. There were games that did matter today, but just the fact that the SEC just mails it in is bullshit. It's just we can't be doing that. And I know it changes because now the SEC is going to 9 games, but whatever. It's annoying.
Blutman or Ev got anything to add?
Team up north, we're coming for that fucking ass. That's it. That's the only thing on my fucking mind this week. Fuck Thanksgiving. I'm not thankful for fucking anything but sticking their fucking teeth in. That's it.
Brandon.
Fuck the Pilgrims. Fuck pumpkin pie, turkey, everything.
More like the gay flower.
Saturday noon.
Brandon, can I talk to you for a second? Just me and you.
Yeah.
Just me and you.
Yeah.
We've been doing some shows at Barstool for 8 seasons, 9 seasons, whatever. There is nothing that will ever die, ever. Everything could go away. The Ohio State-Michigan game just absolutely takes headlines nonstop, and I can't wait for Monday's show to see how this goes. I don't know what I'm going to do. We might not get to talk at all.
There's some discussions. I may be in Ann Arbor.
You should be. You should.
I may be. We're not sure.
Don't be scared. Get your ass over there.
I might be there.
Just for
I'm
the people,
ready.
This has nothing to do with.
Someone reached out. I said, "You give me the word. I'm ready to go. I'm locked in. You give me you press the button, and I'm there."
If you know what I want that, and we did this. I think this is the first year since we started the college football show that we've not been to the house in Ann Arbor. It has to be. I want to sit Saturday morning in my house, wherever I'm going to be, and tune in to just you and Dave on that couch in that house that has all that history, just the two of you. That's what I want. That's all I want in my life. After A&M,
I might not watch it.
Watch what?
The game, Ohio State, Michigan. I gotta get. Hey, listen. Friday at 11 a.m. is the Egg Bowl. If I lose that one, I'm probably out on college football for the rest of the year. Y'all can have it.
That's fair.
There is a very fair scenario that Brandon and I just don't exist on Saturday. We're both just out.
So are we not going to do a Friday night? Are we going to do a Friday night show?
No, we'll do it Saturday night.
Okay.
I'm not doing it Friday. Y'all can do it. I'm not doing it.
Programming. I mean, I do think that it will. If Mississippi State beats Ole Miss, hypothetically, you're going to want to be live at some point on Friday. I'd have to guess.
To talk about Lane taking the other job?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see.
Now, again, I will say this. Brandon Walker guarantees Lane Kiffin is not taking another job. He's not leaving Ole Miss for LSU.
Mm-hmm.
He is not doing it. It ain't happening. It ain't fucking happening. And just because the AD is putting out bullshit statements, and just because LSU is already making plans, he is not leaving Ole Miss for LSU. Why would you do that? Why would you leave Ole Miss for a much, 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 much better job? It just doesn't make sense.
I will say that I have texted Ev that I do think that the decision is fully not made. There are sources, but
I don't think the decision's fully made either. I don't think the decision's made until he puts pen to paper. I don't think the decision is made till he puts pen to paper, and even then, it's still not made until it was like official. He's wearing that hat, wearing that gear on a Saturday to start 2026 season. But everyone in the industry, every other team, every other college, university that is going through a head coaching search right now is acting like Kiffin is taking the LSU job. So if a bunch of other programs are acting like
Brandon, can I really quick, and I know we'll end it. So one of my girlfriends that is in Baton Rouge has been saying that she's been told that he might not even coach the Egg Bowl now because he's already accepted it, and that Ole Miss is going to force him out. What would that mean for you?
Listen, the real conversation here, okay? Not any bullshit. If Lane Kiffin has in fact let Ole Miss know that he's going to LSU. We're operating on that principle, the if factor, right? If he has told them I'm going to LSU, why on earth would they let him coach?
Right, 100%.
Why on earth would they let him? That man has no incentive to win that game at that point. So I don't know. Anyway,
counterpoint.
We can do this Monday.
Okay, I still have a few things, but Brian, counterpoint. Joe Judge.
What is Joe Judge doing?
It doesn't matter.
Joe Judge is rumored to be the interim if Lane
Oh
Kiffin's
yeah,
not
he's the
there.
quarterback's coach up there. Oh shit.
Joe Judge, by the way, friend of mine.
I know.
Yeah.
Also,
I'll say
Hey,
dog shit NFL.
why,
Fuck that guy.
and I know
Who am I to judge?
Sucks.
I know that we'll talk about this on Monday and whatever, but like, why not? I was talking to Megan about this. I was talking about the girl in Baton Rouge. Why not just bring Edo back? Why? Just come on.
Well, no, but that is part of the LSU hypothetical here is Lane brings O back as recruiting
But just
coordinator.
bring the man back. If you don't get Lane, just bring him back, run it back.
Bring
Go
him
back to the
do
Toxic
what?
X.
Bring him back to do what?
Be on the staff.
Recruit.
Oh, okay, not the head
Recruit.
coach.
Just
No,
recruit. I think recruit.
Whoever it may be just needs to bring Ed Orgeron back. Like, I know everybody wants Lane, and I understand that Ed can't be the head coach, but just bring the man back. He makes whoever it is fit Louisiana.
If Joe Judge is
True.
the interim coach in the Egg Bowl against us, all right. That's it. Thanks.
Okay.
We'll be back Monday.
Brandon, smile thinking about Joe Judge being the interim head coach. Go ahead.
We'll have a mega episode Monday to cover all week. Thanks. That's it. Bye.